as crews are plowing. And the snowy weather was not all bad news. We caught up with some kids in Oregon. Look at that, having fun out there. Plus, reaching an important milestone, the construction celebration held at the Center for Black Excellence and Culture. That is all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Carlson. Eric Franke is off tonight. We begin with a look at the forecast. Of course, these alert conditions will continue for a couple of more hours. Let's check in right away with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Thanks there, Sarah. In southern Wisconsin, yes, a few more hours of snow across here. We've been tracking on our digital OTT live feed since 1 o'clock this afternoon, providing you pretty much on the hour updates. And here's our additional update for the evening. Still have winter storm warnings in effect till 3 a.m. for Grant County. The rest of the WISC viewing area till 3 a.m. Winter weather advisory still in effect. And over towards the Milwaukee metropolitan area still have winter storm warnings in effect as you get a little bit of that feed off the lake, enhancing snowfall totals. As we look at our radar 3000 right now, Dane County, it's a tale of two stories here. You go out to the Mazomanie area, maybe just a flurry or two. You go off towards the east, towards the Cottage Grove area along I-94, and the snow's coming down. It's still a light to moderate pace. Even here, I just looked out at our patio. Still snowing on the southwest side of Madison right now, adding to our totals. The area of snow is really lining up along U.S. Highway 151 in points to the south and east. Areas, communities, Monroe, Janesville, Watertown, Jefferson, Madison, up towards Beaver Dam. Still likely going to see some additional snow. Even over towards Platteville, Darlington, and Monroe, you're going to get a little bit more snow tonight. Future Track, I think, is a little bit premature trying to end the snow too quickly across the area south and east of 151. I think we've got a couple more hours, probably till 2 or at least 3 o'clock in the morning to align with the winter storm warning and the winter weather advisories. As we look right now with our First Warn WeatherCam network that continues to grow, our Queen Bee Radio Skycam still looking at maybe some slight reductions in visibility in Platteville with that light snow right on the far west edge of that last band of snow. As we look at a new camera that you probably have not seen unless you were taking some of our live coverage earlier today or in our other newscasts. This is the Nissan Skycam sponsored First Warn WeatherCam showing still snowing in Janesville, some reduction in visibility, and it also gives us that advantage of looking at the highway as well. And the conditions on the highway, looks like folks are going at a decent speed. How much more do we have left? Maybe a half-inch dusting to half-inch up towards the Dells. Madison, you might pick up another inch, perhaps another 1, maybe 2 inches near Janesville, where the snow will wrap up not till the early morning hours of Thursday. And then we have to give you a heads up here as we get into Thursday morning. It's going to be bitterly cold. Wind chills in the single digits to the teens below zero, if not approaching 15 below zero across southern Wisconsin. So as the road crews continue to clean up as we go into Thursday morning, it's going to be a cold start for all of southern Wisconsin. But we have additional alert day conditions in the forecast for cold, and we have another snow event that we need to forecast. That's coming up in Maine weather.
All right, thank you, Alex. Road crews, as you mentioned, are out and about throughout southern Wisconsin, clearing the roads. Our Maddie Heimsch is getting a look at their work right now in Madison. Maddie, what is it like out there?
Hey Sarah, we are tracking the conditions on the roads. Right now we are on Stoughton Road heading south. I'm going to let you take a look. We're actually about to hop back onto the Beltline, like I said, on Stoughton Road here, and we just took the Beltline from the west side to the east side, and so far the roads are looking pretty nice. You can see here there's not a big struggle when it comes to visibility. You can see pretty clearly. Our photographer Gabe is driving me. He tells me there's some slick spots on the Beltline to still be aware of, but other than that, again, like you can see, visibility is pretty good. I would say within the last 10 to 15 minutes, we haven't seen much snow come down. It was very lightly snowing, and now I'm not seeing much. Earlier today, I talked to Brian Johnson with the Madison Streets Division about kind of the phases of cleanup so that we could be prepared coming from tonight into tomorrow morning's commute. Here's what he had to say.
It's going to be difficult. Our plows are out. They're salting the roads as needed, but it's still going to be tough. And then also because it takes so long to plow the streets, I would plan on needing extra time for that Thursday morning commute too, because we may not be done by the time you need to head out for Thursday morning to get to your jobs in time.
So back on the Beltline now, we are heading west, and as you can see, there's keeping a lot of space between us and the cars in front of us. There aren't a lot of cars on the road. That early evening commute, there was really tough. The visibility wasn't so good, partly because there was a lot of snow and partly because there were a lot of cars on the road at that time that we're just not seeing right now. But like he said, be very careful on your commute tomorrow morning. There's a lot to be weary of there with what the plows are able to get done in the next essentially 12 hours and what we'll be able to see on the roads. And also, if you are living downtown on the Isthmus in that emergency zone, make sure you are abiding by alternate street parking. You can find more information on that on the City of Madison website if you are unsure where to park or how safe your commute is going to be tomorrow. So for now, I'm going to send it back to you, Sarah.
All right, thank you, Maddie, and stay safe out there. Rock County also was hit pretty hard by today's snow. One of the big concerns our crews heard from drivers today was visibility. You can see it right there. You can't see. Multiple people say they watched cars go off of the roads because of those slick spots. And one mom we spoke to says she is glad her 16-year-old daughter was not out there today.
We actually have a snow day at school today, and I'm a school administrator, so I still go in on snow days. And so when I went into work today, it was pretty easy on the way in early this morning, but on our way home, it's been really slow and slick. I actually saw a truck go sideways on my way home, so luckily the driver was pretty good and able to recover. But we just stayed slow behind the snow plow, and we're able to make it almost back home safely.
And crews in Rock County have been working around the clock to keep those roads clear. The Highway Department is also running 24-hour routes on Interstate 3990, 43, U.S. Highway 14, as well as State Highway 26. And the City of Madison has declared a snow emergency for today, officially, of course, which means there are alternate side parking rules for everyone, as you heard Maddie mention earlier. Our crews followed one of the parking enforcement officers with the city. He's been on the job for more than 20 years, and while his work on days like this are nothing new, they're still very important to the mission of the parking division.
We want to make sure that we keep the traffic lanes and the bus lanes and the pedestrian traffic all flowing and facilitate the streets department so they can get this stuff cleaned up.
Parking enforcement officials say the best thing you can do is pay attention to the winter parking rules and follow those alternate side parking. These rules can be found online at cityofmadison.com/winter. Well, after a dry start to the winter, SSM Health is now providing tips to avoid any winter injuries over the next several days. This is pretty serious stuff. Doctors say after the first snow of the season, they saw a dramatic rise in hand injuries, including things from amputations, from snowblower accidents, even frostbitten fingers that need to be removed. Just last week alone, SSM Health saw 14 fractures related to slips and falls.
Here in Wisconsin, we suffer from being way too tough for our own good. I see multiple people who think it's just a sprain and they wait 2, 3, 4 days and then they see me with a fracture, and that's no good. These are often urgent injuries that need surgery. So I would say if you have pain that persists, swelling, bruising, or any numbness and tingling, then you should certainly come and see someone, get an x-ray.
Doctors recommend that we pay attention while walking in the snow and ice, of course. Make sure to wear boots or shoes with really good traction. Avoid carrying anything so heavy that it might throw off your balance as well. Well, it's not all doom and gloom when it comes to the snow. People across southern Wisconsin have also been having fun, been out and about enjoying the wintry weather. Our own Merrill Hubbard had some fun out in Oregon today.
Take a look around at our first big snowfall of the year. I'm out in Oregon meeting people to see how they're taking advantage of this winter storm.
You live in Wisconsin, right?
Drive down through Oregon and see a sea of snow.
So something's wrong if you don't get snow?
The plows are out. The neighbors are shoveling.
So we're happy to be shoveling. Well, maybe not happy to be shoveling, but happy we have the snow to shovel.
And Oregon students are bundled up for recess.
It's pretty fun because we got to play in the snow and we got to build a snowman, and it was very fun.
Calvin and James are students at Netherwood Knoll Elementary and say it's been a while since they've played in the snow.
It was fun. It was snowing because we never got it to snow.
The school says they've had parents dropping off extra clothes for their kids. How many layers do you have on right now?
2. I have a sweatshirt and pants and snow pants.
So they can roll and jump around for their brightest recess of the season. What's your guys' favorite thing to do when it's a snowy recess day?
Build snowmans and build snow forts.
How about you?
Roll down the snow hills and build a snow fort.
Some of those same kids from the elementary school told me that this is the best sledding hill in Oregon, so we gotta give it a try, right? Ready? Okay. 3, oh my gosh, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Woohoo! Oh, a little spin out. All right, reporting into Oregon, Meryl Hubbard, News 3 Now.
She had the best assignment of the day for sure. That looks way too fun, Meryl. Thank you. Now stay up to date on the latest for Alert Day and any others in our forecast. They are coming with our First Warned Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free. Just search WISC weather. Well, the Center for Black Excellence in Culture is just a little over 7 months into its construction, and it has hit an important milestone. Today, the center held a steel topping ceremony commemorating the progress of the construction so far and what the building will represent in the future. It was followed by remarks from the center's founder, Dr. Alex G.
And we broke ground together. We planted hope in the soil, and we poured our ancestors' dreams into this foundation. Today, during Black History Month, we raised the final beam, a beam that will uphold not just a building, but a beam that will uphold the entire community's legacy, dreams, wellness, and future.
Very cool. At the ceremony, people had a chance to sign the steel beam that will serve as the symbol for the center. When we come back at 10, Alex fills us in on the Alert Day conditions coming later this week. And ending the war in Ukraine, the ongoing talks between President Donald Trump and the Russian leadership.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back, everyone. President Trump spent a good portion of today working on the war in Ukraine, and his administration cleared a legal hurdle in its efforts to reduce the federal workforce. Erica Brown reports.
President Trump says he has directed members of his national security team to immediately begin negotiations aimed at ending Russia's war with Ukraine. Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin had a lengthy phone call Wednesday, less than 2 weeks before the third anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I think President Putin wants peace, and President Zelensky wants peace, and I want peace. I just want to see people stop getting killed.
President Trump says he expects to meet with Putin soon, likely in Saudi Arabia. The president said negotiations to end the war will begin with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff taking the lead ahead of face-to-face meetings with Putin. In the Oval Office Wednesday, President Trump also reiterated his plans to dismantle the Department of Education.
Oh, I'd like it to be closed immediately. Look, the Department of Education's a big con job.
Protesters rallied against shutting the department down and pushed back against Trump's pick for Education Secretary Linda McMahon.
You and I know that her sole goal is to reign over the destruction of the department and gut public education.
In a win for President Trump, a federal judge in Boston allowed his administration to move forward with its federal worker buyout program as the Department of Government Efficiency moves to revamp and shrink the size of the federal government. The Trump administration says it is pleased by the decision that lets the effort spearheaded by billionaire Elon Musk proceed for now. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
And back to weather, the snow will continue to fall for a couple of more hours and more Alert Day conditions on the way, Alex.
Yep, we get a breath, Sarah, from Alert Day conditions, and then we go back into that mode again. Friday going into Saturday, and then Sunday going into Monday, maybe even into Tuesday. What about this set of Alert Day conditions? How much more snow, Alex? Maybe dusting to half-inch up towards the Dells, Madison, perhaps another inch, 1 to 2 inches near the Janesville area where the snow continues to be the most persistent, and that will continue for another couple more hours here as the advisories and warnings load up. Still winter storm warning for Grant County till 3 o'clock in the morning, where places near Platteville have approached 5-6 inches. Winter weather advisories for much of the WISC viewing area. Significantly less amounts of snow to the north and west, but here in Madison on our side of town here, the southwest side, a little bit over 4 inches. Then you go down to Janesville over towards the Milwaukee area, places recording 6, 7, 8+ inches of snow. Here in Radar 3000, a little bit of snow here on Highway 12, Wanakee over to Cross Plains and Mount Horeb. We have another area of snow to the south and east towards Stoughton over towards 39, taking you over on I-94 towards the Lake Mills area. It's really this Highway 151 that I've been highlighting here during our live cut-ins on our digital channel, and south and east where the most persistent snow will continue for a little bit longer. Future track may be a bit overdone here, but the main takeaway is as we head towards 3 o'clock in the morning, a few more flurries and snow showers, and then that's out of here. This weather event, this set of alert day conditions done for southern Wisconsin, and then here comes the next one. By the time we go into Friday, into Saturday, this is actually the afternoon hours going into Saturday itself. 3 to 6 inches of snow expected across southern Wisconsin. This one's a bit on the tricky side. Friday and Friday night, high confidence on the First Warn Weather team that the evening commute will be impacted at least a couple inches, at least 2 to 4 inches of snow. That's out ahead of the actual area of low pressure. Lower confidence on Saturday is that we're watching the redevelopment of snow on the backside of the weather system. If that redevelopment occurs, we're looking at least 3 to 6 inches of snow across much of southern Wisconsin out of both pieces of that weather system. First, to show it to you here, there's it snow. Dells to Madison to Monroe already by the lunch hour. The evening commute, heavy snow, and then it moves out of here. Brief break Saturday morning as we go towards 9 o'clock. This next band of snow, this is the backside of the weather system. It's called the deformation band. If that band of snow can build back into southern Wisconsin, we could be looking at that additional snow accumulation adding up, especially from the Dells to Boscobel, northeast up towards Marquette and Green Lake counties, and south and east down towards Madison, Janesville, and Monroe. The First Warn Weather team will be keeping a really close eye on this because both pieces to that weather event will be key to how much snow we get out of this set of alert day conditions Friday going into Saturday. And then Sunday going into Monday, wind chills minus 25, and that may be conservative. We could be looking at wind chills potentially as cold as 30 to 35 below zero. Here's a sneak peek at that 31 below zero wind chill at 4 o'clock in the morning or near the rush hour time frame on Monday. Could be as cold as minus 35 in Viroqua, nearly 30 below zero wind chills Monday morning in Janesville. And this would not be shocking at all. You add that snow out there, you have that snowpack, you get this polar air mass coming to the south, and that snowpack helps to maintain that really cold air that we're expecting. In terms of snowfall totals, all right, Janesville 7.1, 6.0 in Monroe. This is preliminary right now because the snow is still coming down in some communities. Many areas verifying in that 3 to 6 inch range that we were highlighting last night. Blue River, though, in southwestern Wisconsin, only 1.2. There are a couple areas in southwest Wisconsin and areas north and west towards Richland Center and up towards the Dells that had less snow. Next accumulating snow Friday and Saturday. Then the bitter cold comes in Sunday, Monday, staying cold all of next week in the 10-day.
And still to come in sports, we head into the science lab to figure out how team chemistry is helping Wisconsin men's basketball. That's next on News 3 Now. Wisconsin men's basketball is off until Saturday when they face Purdue in a top 16 showdown. And let's just face it, this team has been fun to watch this year. All the new pieces have fit in seamlessly, and it's shown on the court. We're still a little bit over a month away from Selection Sunday, and the Badgers are still in the race for a Big Ten championship. Greg Gard credits his team's chemistry to all of this winning.
This group loves hanging out with each other. They're a great group of guys. And on and off the court, and they've really bonded and have winning number one on their priority list, and that makes it really, as a coach, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I've never seen bad chemistry, but I've seen some that's better than others, and this one is really good.
And just your friendly reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle. John Blackwell sits down with sports director Zach Handley to talk all things Badger hoops. As always, the show airs Friday night at 6:30 right here on News 3 Now. Staying on the hardwood, let's talk Wisconsin women. They fell on the road today to Michigan State. Sarah Williams led the way for the Badgers with yet another double-double, 23 points and 12 rebounds. Marissa Mosley's squad is now 2-12 in conference play. Sticking with basketball, heading to the Twin Cities for the Bucks' final game before the All-Star break. No Giannis, no Dame, but it didn't matter. Up 10 late in the first, Gary Trent Jr. sticks the triple. He finished with a team-best 21 points. And then later, Kyle Kuzma, the new guy, prepares for takeoff and sends home the slam. This goes on to be a really good win for the Bucks to send them into the break. They take it 103-101. And the date has been set for next season's I-94 rivalry on the volleyball court. Wisconsin and Marquette will face off on September 17th at Fiserv Forum. Last season, the two met at the Kohl Center with the Badgers winning in 4 sets. The year before, they squared off in Fiserv Forum with Kelly Sheffield's team again winning in 4 sets. UW has not lost this series since 2019. We'll be right back.
All right, final look at the weather tonight.
Yeah, it's been quite the day for southern Wisconsin. First Storm Weather Team shout out to Savannah and to Blaze and to Jacob and Buddy, who's not able to make it tonight. Buddy's a little bit under the weather, but thanks to our team for an amazing day of coverage here, trying to keep southern Wisconsin safe from a pretty appreciable amount of snow. The last snow that we had of this caliber was way back in December 19th, so getting back into the swing of winter, I guess, so to speak. Half an inch of snow additional towards the Dells, 1 inch around the Madison area, maybe another inch, maybe 2 near the Janesville area. But we have more alert day conditions that are in the forecast. We've got alert day conditions expected on Friday going into Saturday for accumulating snow. Don't forget, tomorrow morning it's going to be bitterly cold conditions. Again, looking at the accumulating snow, potentially 3 to 6 inches going into Friday and into Saturday, and then the bitterly cold temperatures to 30 to 35 below zero following that snow early next week.
It's all hit us now.
Yep, here comes winter.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great night and stay safe.